of our Autism Awareness Podcast right here on VRChat via Facebook and Twitch. We got a bigger lineup tonight than we did before, and we're wicked excited to have all of these cool and awesome people from around the world come out tonight and talk about how autism affects them and what you guys can learn from other people from around the world. So, first things we're going to do is we're going to do introductions. One person talks at a time, please, during the introduction so that the audience can kind of get a chance to meet you guys a little bit and ask questions during the stream. So, why doesn't somebody come up and introduce themselves and we will get started? Um, Please keep in mind, everybody, please put yourselves on orange during the podcast. I would really appreciate it so that we don't get.
Hey Tina, what happened to your quest thing? Everybody's questing disappeared. Is that the new update that I just saw?
I don't know.
Yeah, your thing that said you were quest, it disappeared.
Yeah, I'm not Quest.
I don't think
All right, so
anybody
let's
is.
start. All right, somebody is welcome to go up and.
Sure, I'll do it again. I'll come up with a better joke, I promise. Alright, how are y'all doing today? Also, my chat, how y'all lovelies doing today? My name is Javid the Artist, also known as JTA. I'm a streamer that Tina picked out of the trash can and gave a camera.
Wow, Jesus, thanks. What the fuck?
But really, I'm thoroughly excited to be a part of this. Also, my chat, I'm thoroughly excited to be a part of this, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity. So thank you, Tina. Thank you to our lovely host over there.
I guess I'll go. I'll go.
I was given a camera.
Shh.
Hello everyone, it's Hikaru Matsuyama. I'm a soccer player in the Philippines right now. Most of the times you'll see me in VRChat, but sometimes I'll just play something else or practice on my soccer skills. Because I'm basically new around here, because the reason why I'm here, because I want to know a lot more people and stuff like that. Though I do draw sometimes in my free times, like fan arts of some other people, and that's it.
Well, welcome.
Tina, may I go next?
Go ahead and knock yourself out, man.
Hi, I'm Rookie for Cookies. I make cookies, but not of Pacific Sugar. Let's just leave it at that. I'm from Dev with Tina and Avandra with Kitty Kun over there. Well, leave it up to him to do the stream. I'm just here for the cookies. My Pacific cookies.
Oh, God. Who else? Go ahead.
With citations, I am the Stogiera. I love to do podcasts. Also, I do random gamings. I'm part of multiple Discords. Podcasting is my favorite thing to do, and I'm happy to be here to help with any way I can put my perspective on.
I just realized, fam, you and Frosty look exactly alike.
Oh yeah,
no, we don't. Which one's the imposter? He's got lighter skin.
Kitty over here. Kitty over here. Come on.
All right, who's next?
Also, Frosty is clearly the hybrid of a frog and a neko.
Who is Goat? Who is Grave? Who are you friends with, friend?
You don't want to go? Okay.
Any more intros?
Anybody else want to do introductions? You guys are you don't have to,
sure.
but
after Van.
Come on, my little kitten, go for introduction.
Oh, pause.
Hey guys, I'm Van VR. I'm friends with Tina and apparently now just about everyone here now.
You're good at that for some reason. I don't know why.
Other games and sometimes I do VTubing while doing other games, and I kind of go around helping help out those in need a little bit, and help out the new people, and provide a community where everybody can feel safe, no matter your disability, your preference, unless you're a Scientologist. So no.
I don't think you want
Jeez,
to
what
touch
the
that
fuck?
fire, buddy. I don't think you want to touch that fire. I
I
really
don't
think
care.
you want
I'm
to touch
already
that
a
fire.
target. I'm already a target.
I
IRL.
really
I
don't think you
care.
want to touch that fire.
All right. Keep
I'm
going.
already
Keep
a
going.
target. I don't
Move
care.
on.
That's a,
Come on.
that's a
Anyway,
different
so,
podcast.
but yeah, if you ever want to join the Van Fam and be part of a nice, safe community where we can help you in as best we can, then ask Tina, ask Kitty, ask Rookie, or myself, and actually all y'all are invited to join as well.
I already got you someone actually recently. He's actually watching the stream right now.
Well,
Oh.
And
If
don't
it-
forget,
Okay.
I am the dumb. I am the dumb. Yes.
what the hell?
Time for me.
Turns over.
Okay, well, yeah, hi y'all. My name is Kitty Coons, also known as Queen Kitty, on here and Discord. I try and help out as many people as I can. I'm partly autistic myself, so I've had my challenges and stuff in life. So, just like helping people out, especially people like this that's all behind me. I like just helping people out in general, whether it be physical, mental, whatever way they need help. I've even sent people PC parts for nothing because that's how helpful and caring
Well,
I
that's
am
good,
to
Kitty.
people. So, if y'all ever need any PC parts or anything, just hit me up. I might have connections, and yeah, have fun.
You need that CPU, that
Come on, get
GPU.
Puggy.
Or you need that RAM.
All right. Anybody else want to do an introduction, or is everybody good? Everybody good?
I mean, I guess I could go.
Yeah, go ahead, Frosty. Knock yourself out, man.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Batman. Hey, Batman. He's
Need
tiny.
a little help.
Yeah, I got you. Go.
Small.
Here we go. There we go. There we go.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
I am
All right, shush.
Quiet.
He is. He's really tiny.
my name is Frosty Frog, and I was diagnosed with Asperger's ages ago, and I try to go ahead and make the best of it. Turn it more into a advantage rather than a disability.
Thank you, Frosty.
Yeah,
That was
job,
a
man.
good
Good
words,
job.
man. That was great. So I think Awesome
so-
Joe is about to come in. So
Real quick, Tina. In regards to what I said, like when going through like job applications, they
Yeah.
go ahead and say like, "Do you have a disability?" and they list autism on there, and I go ahead and look at that and go, "Oh, it's less of a disability and more of a
advantage.
superhuman strength."
Legally,
Yeah.
they're not supposed to ask that. Legally, they're not supposed to ask that.
Corporations like Amazon and stuff
Well,
ask that
any
question.
application things, even for high-profile companies.
Your hair is way too big. I
Because
can't
Adobe.
see over it.
They're not
It
supposed to
depends
ask
on
that
the
legally on the
lawyer.
Right here.
application. Legally, they're usually supposed to ask that during the interview.
And there's controversy on that, but we already got a question. How does living with autism affect you? So we've already got somebody asking a question. So
Can I answer this first?
well, why don't I answer it first, and then we'll go one on one, and then everybody can go up and talk about how stuff affects them. Hey, everybody, it's Tina. I thought I would be the first to kind of talk about like how it is to have autism. Having autism has its ups and downs. And autism can be affected by people in so many ways. Oh, we got a couple of new follows. Miss 00270 has followed. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the foundation. How you doing today? Um, and we also got Ghost Coon. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the foundation. Living with autism can be difficult sometimes. I will admit that. I do the things that I do, like helping people, like gathering all of these mutton heads all together. You all know I love you. You all know I love you. Um,
We love
Yeah,
you
we
too.
know.
Okay, Blue
you know,
Rose.
if it wasn't for stuff like autism, like I don't think anybody who I've met in VRChat, I don't think I would have ever connected with anybody. So, having autism has its ups and it also has its downs. So, um, there are things that I have difficulty doing, like certain life skills that I have to learn and other things that are difficult to deal with. But I do, day by day, try and live through all of the difficulties that I have to go through. And that's what you guys are mostly going to hear out of these other guys. It's like, you know, people all deal with autism in all different types of ways. I am off to this side waiting for people. Oh, okay, Joe. I can't even see you.
Okay.
He's in the room. Um,
Oh,
yeah. So, getting up every day is harder for some people than it is for others. But as you can see, a lot of us do amazing things, even with having autism. Even going through things can be beneficial towards us, especially those with high functioning autism and stuff. We actually got some really creative guys here who do avatar work and major streaming content and stuff like that. So, autism does have its benefits, where, we are able to do more than the average person can. So, in all highlights, I think autism is a good thing. I don't think autism is a bad thing. I think, you know, if you put yourself in the right direction, you can oversee a lot of things that will happen to you in your life. Like I'm almost 30 years old and you know, I fend for myself and I do stuff for myself and I connect with people just like these guys. And I'm just glad to have actually gone out and joined this community. So, okay, that's fine, Joe. You'll be here. Just send a request invite. So, without further ado, let's hear from other people and hear what they have to say. And, people feel free to ask questions both on Facebook and here. That is the whole point of this podcast is to hear from the chat and to get more views and to do other stuff. Yes, Wash.
Which direction are we going for the order?
It's really up to anybody who wants to come up and talk. That's usually the rule. So,
I'll go next.
I'll go.
oh, thank you, Vam. Thank
I'll
you for
go
the
next.
host.
Okay.
So, whoever feels like coming up and talking, just feel free to come up.
Okay, I'll
Go
go
ahead.
next. So, for me, autism really is not a big deal. Like I said, I'm only partly autistic, but still, I don't let it slow me down. I don't let it stop me. Funny thing is, I work at Walmart. Walmart doesn't judge too many people about what they are, what they want to be, all that
What I
kind
said.
of stuff. I actually have my
Like,
name tag
when you're
literally
going
says
through like
Kitty
job
at Walmart.
applications.
So yes, it is a possibility. I work It at makes me Walmart. Walmart happy. doesn't judge too I'm many very people highly about functioning what they are, autism. what they want to be, At all that Walmart, I kind of do stuff. a I lot of actually have bales. my I could name do a tag lot of literally cart says pushing. Kitty I at do Walmart. basically whatever the managers ask me to do. I'm very happy to say yes, I can do this because there's a lot of people there that really don't like doing bales, don't like doing such and such, or they just need coverage. And because I'm equipment trained, I'm never going to say no to helping out with whatever they need help with. I'm very free to help out and very willing and happy to. And that's a lot of what people really don't truly understand. It's like you can make it positives instead of don't let it get you down. Always think positive, be there, be happy with yourself, and then you can start being happy for others and like these beautiful people behind me. You will find people and friendships and stuff just by hanging out, and it's such an amazing thing to have these people to hang around and talk with all the time, and it's just I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't have it any other way. So that's my take on autism.
Thank you, Kitty. Anybody else is welcome to come up and talk.
Okay.
I rather not talk about that.
Hmm?
I rather
I
not
will.
talk about mine.
Although I have only been sort of tested, I've never been under like a government test for it. Um, I'm very high in certain categories for high functioning autism, such as I don't really understand emotions too well sometimes, or loud noises affect me, or things like that. And um, my brother-in-law actually is also high functioning autistic, so I deal with not deal with I experience um, people with all different types of high functioning autism every day, and some of the most amazing people I've ever met, like Mrs. is actually in your chat, is a friend of mine, and she's absolutely amazing. Along with my brother-in-law, along with all these other people, all my other friends, I find it empowering
Discord, please.
that every day I can, get up no matter what problems. I also have ADD, severe ADD and ADHD. So I go on rants, I do things like that. My mind works different. Um, so I thoroughly enjoy every conversation I have or anything like that because it teaches me a little bit more. And I don't see this, what I have at least, or what I think I have. I don't see this as a weakness at all. This isn't a weakness. This is actually a superpower, best said by someone in my chat, but it's a superpower. It really is. It it lets you see points of views that other people can't. And I I love the fact of who I am. I wouldn't trade who I am or who my brother-in-law is. I wouldn't trade who Mrs. I wouldn't trade those people for the world. So dealing with it is a very strong word. Living with it is amazing. It is the most amazing thing that I can experience yet. With the problems is one thing, but without the problems, without the negative effects of it, it makes me an amazing person. It really does, and it makes these other people, especially that one right there, is amazing and is a cutie. And don't let them tell you otherwise.
No.
That's all I pretty much want. Yes, you are, Pat. That's all I wanted to say.
You make this sound like some form of government program.
Yes.
Government test.
I talk officially. Can I not do that? What the fuck, man? What the
You talk. You go
Hey,
against
you do
you go
you,
against the
JP.
cuties and.
Are you
Oh God.
Oh god.
Alrighty, who's
Oh
next?
I'll go.
Yeah, knock yourself out.
no. Okay. Okay.
Oh, Frosty, were you about to go?
No, I got stuck in the chair. As I set
Oh.
my controls down.
Oh.
Bad chair.
Epic fail.
Wow.
Stop
looting us, couch. Stop looting us.
Go, Fandra.
I'm tiny. I will climb the air. I have magic. I am
Not air.
Moves
magic.
into the wide blue
You
yard.
There are kind of
is
some
Fandra
steps over there.
again. Me personally, I don't have autism, although a lot of people have thought that I have. It is genetic in my family, so I have to deal with it a lot, and my family's always testing me for it. But people who have autism, like I said, half my family has it. My sister has it. My brother has a form of Asperger's. Half my cousins have it. We believe that my aunt might have it. Apparently, it skips every couple generations, but dealing with it, I deal with it from the other perspective, not having it, but I still have to deal with it every day. And if you're dealing with someone with autism, for those of you who don't have it, and you do have if you're around someone, you gotta be patient. You gotta be patient. There are different levels. There are different variations, different behaviors. It is unfortunately something we are still trying to understand. You gotta be patient and try to learn. Because it's like there's just different ways it can manifest. So just be patient, try to deal with it, and listen to the doctors. That's really all you can do is just be there for them, give them lots of head pats and snuggles. Although not all of them like head pats. I know my sister doesn't always like that. She likes hugs. She doesn't like being touched on the head. I do know that. And that's how it is sometimes. Loud noises, certain touches, they don't like that. Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Maybe.
Being touched in
I
general.
like that.
You just had to be the odd one out, didn't you?
Yeah.
No, but for instance,
I will neither
they'll
confirm nor deny this fact.
wise words. Sometimes a lot of times they'll focus on specific stuff. My sister is obsessed with Disney. That is her focus. Disney and drawing. My brother, military. He is very big on the military and he takes in information very easily. That is his concentration. My brother is sensitive to personal space. My sister is sensitive to certain emotional preferences.
Vam, you can face
And
the
doesn't like
camera. You
being
don't have to
touched on
face
the
the
head.
audience.
I'm sorry. That's one of my. This is why my family thinks this is one of the things my family thinks. I struggle looking at cameras. I have to look at people. I struggle looking at cameras.
That's okay. That's all right.
I'll just
So
look
there you
behind
go.
the camera. You can look at me.
Frosty's doing a good
This
thing.
one's cute. I like this one. This one's a cute one.
Oh, don't fluster him.
No.
Oh,
So
no.
much for this. This has been going downhill lately.
Oh,
Been going
no.
downhill lately.
Your avatar was cute. I was saying your avatar was cute. You're fine. No, but
He's so crying.
Okay.
also be aware that autism can manifest at certain ages. It's not just gonna come up at childhood. Sometimes it can be dormant. It happens. But main point, be patient with them. Be there for them. If you discover something that they don't like, work around it. Otherwise, it's gonna get real bad.
Hush.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo.
Well, thank you, Vam. Thank you for the words of wisdom.
Clap, 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 clap.
Sorry, I kind of that's my issue.
No, you're
Don't
fine.
My
apologize.
family is a bunch of
Don't
my family is
apologize.
a bunch of scientists and teachers and professors, so I'm kind of used to
Oh, you're fine.
getting and giving lectures.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah. Hey, hey.
Seriously though, isn't Frosty's avatar cute and adorable?
Very much so.
Alrighty. Who's next? Who's
Aw,
next?
Frosty, get back here.
I want to give
I'll
that avatar
pass,
lots
I'll
of
pass.
snuggles and cuddles.
I would rather not do it.
Get over
I
here.
Well, you don't
guess
have to. You don't have to if you don't
By
want
the
to.
way, I can't.
Okay.
The floor is open to anybody, so knock yourself
Frosty
out.
is currently hiding in the corner of her. Bring the head pats.
Nobody.
Frosty, are you
I'll speak
gonna
a
go
few
or
words.
not?
Wait, are you Frosty?
I'm
I
up
was
here.
never going up there in the first place.
Oh, okay, okay. I'll speak a few
Oh,
words
that's
then.
fair.
I'll speak.
Go ahead, Stowe.
Alright. Well, being a person who hasn't been tested, but I've been
Oh, yeah,
in
you're not
special
plus compatible yet.
education from probably since first grade to through high school.
Okay,
Only
now I'm
taking like bare minimums of like I don't know what would be the equivalent of maybe maybe fifth to sixth grade
Little
math
beanie
and
baby.
English, but still taking classes like shop, band. Like the one thing the school thought of would be best for me was never to take Spanish, but to give me a full year of shop. So I'm almost angry at them for not giving me the chance to learn a second language because now being in the real world and living in a city that's probably a minority of Spanish speaking has put me in a disadvantage. But being a person that I am, I notice things, little details. Like I'm able to pick up things that most people can't pick up, or even remember things. Like one problem that I have was when I was very little, I could recite movies from beginning to end
That's called scripting.
with no problem. Yeah, so I could
That
easily
is an
do
actual.
Music.
That is actually a terminology for autistic people who constantly repeat the same thing. It is called scripting. It is where they like to reenact and re-speak lines from movies, songs, anything that they listen to. That is a normal thing. Like if your child with autism does do scripting, it is completely fine. Nothing's wrong with them. That is just how their brain works.
If I may add on to that, there is another level that was added on to that several years ago, where they will take that scripting and they thought it was schizophrenia. It's actually just that scripting manifests into more of the characters that they are repeating become sort of their own little
Right.
thing.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. They're like writing their own little their things out of their mind and just coming out verbally because they can't.
Yeah, it's whatever is
contain it
stuck in
their
their head.
mind.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's not schizophrenia.
Wow,
It's a more advanced version of scripting where it's like they're writing their own little thing from their head. You know?
Yeah.
Sam.
On top of that,
I
that does
didn't
bring
know
up an
about that.
interesting point, and that is
I'm
there
moving
is,
aside.
at least from my perspective or my understanding, there is a fair amount of misdiagnoses per se when it comes to autism.
Yeah.
When I was
That's been happening
being
for at least a
diagnosed
decade.
for Asperger's, I was multiple times they thought I had ADHD and they were giving me medication for ADHD, which never worked.
Similar for bipolar, they always think it's ADHD, and then that gets updated to bipolar at some point. So it's very similar, right? Yeah.
Right. And that does unfortunately happen every so often, is that people do get misdiagnosed and they're given the wrong medications and stuff. Like for me, I grew up my entire life on Concerta, Topamax, Clonidine. I was on all types of autistic medications, so I had to deal with a lot of med changes over time. But I can tell you, I used to take Concerta from like the ages of 5 all the way to like 17, and it basically ruined my spine afterward.
Well, that's because they hadn't discovered that you can't give it to the young and adolescent. You have to wait until at least your 20s to give it to certain people.
I mean,
Remember, we
I've
come
been
from a
over
generation when we didn't know about certain medications yet.
All right.
I've been over medication that took me until it took me the right ones, which I'm still on right now to this day.
All right.
But speaking of medication in general, if I can bring up this occasion, at one point they tried getting me off one medication, Risperdal, for a reason. If you know the
Risperdal,
commercial
God.
ads for this. Oh my god. Which is it gives you. It's embarrassing to bring up, but like it gives you bigger breast size, which is embarrassing. They got me off that. Gynecomastia, yes, gynecomastia, and that didn't go out well in general when they took me off it, because I started being very psychotic again, going crazy, having mental breakdowns.
Because the mind, it's not just the body, but the brain is going through withdrawal. Unfortunately, due to the psychomatic effects that the medication has had on the young brain that is going through development still.
Right.
Not just that, like when they took me off of it, I immediately going psychotic again, and after that, I almost went back to another mental hospital, which I went as a child. They almost put me back there, and then luckily they just said, "Screw it, put him back on that medication. Just get him a medication that can counter the side effect."
Diddy Cuddles. He doesn't like talking about this. Cuddles. He doesn't like talking.
No, I'm fine now. It's just they
I know.
I'm back on that medication. Like,
well, it's good. The point of the podcast is to talk about, how these things have affected you in your life, either when it happened or when it happened, or is it still happening now? It is completely fine to talk and be open about those certain things if you feel like talking about them. So, just don't be afraid.
I mean, if you want, I could go on to detail about the mental.
Well, you don't have to go. You don't have to go. You don't have to go into complete context over it, but just just make it as clear as possible. That's.
Well, I mean, the point is, I mean, the good news is I'm stable now, but every few often I do have to take blood work just in case they're gonna mass you up. But that's a separate story.
When you're taking a lot of medications, they request blood work because it can have certain effects on the body, and they have to monitor it to make sure that there's no damage that is being caused. I have to get checks every 3 months to make sure I'm not having liver damage or blood clots from years of medication that has caused damage. So,
right.
Now I am expecting more damage because of all the bad medications I've taken. So I have to watch out for that.
Right.
And
your interactions with the new stuff too.
Exactly, but one thing we can all agree on: stop giving the doctors grief. We're in an era where we don't understand a lot of this stuff, and we're still learning. And they are trying to figure it out. They're doing their best. They're making advancements, and they're going to make mistakes.
I totally agree with that.
I'm 34. I came from a time when they did not understand that you do not give an adolescent bipolar child Zoloft, because it makes them suicidal or psychotic.
That's what I'm on now.
I didn't even know that.
You're a witch.
I was 15 when they gave me Zoloft, and I am type 1 severe bipolar. This was in the 90s, late 90s. Early 2000s, they had not discovered this yet. They did not discover this until about 2002, 2003. Somewhere around there.
Only 3 years old.
So they're always making discoveries. So the younger kids, they're always going to have it a little easier than us. But then again, they're going to go through stuff that the next generation is going to have it easier.
All right.
Development.
Okay,
I'll
so we
work
got a
on it.
comment. This is from Miss.
Mhm.
Hey, Miss here. I'm one of the people that Jay has
Hey, Miss.
mentioned. When I saw that Jay in a podcast talking about
Hey, Miss.
autism, I was very excited because I have autism myself. That's what she said.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah,
welcome.
she honestly
She's a real sweetheart.
is. Oh yeah, like you don't know the half of it. She,
Who?
well, I'm
Mrs.?
yeah, Miss.
I haven't met
Um,
Mrs. yet, but I've heard good things.
she is not only a sweetheart, she is so helpful. Like, um, I had to stay up for like 5, 6 plus hours because I was losing my mind, and she just kind of sat on the phone with me the entire time and helped me go through all the work I had to do and everything like that. Honestly, she's an amazing friend. I love her to death. Like, I'd do anything for her.
Honestly, that's kind of.
That reminds me of next
So,
review.
let's.
Hey,
We should try to see if we can get some questions asked from the audience. If anybody feels like asking a question, be sure to ask questions. That's the whole point of this podcast. We are actually about 6 or 7 viewers, which is pretty good. I've never had that many viewers actually be on here before, so this is kind of a nice
In the
change.
last podcast, we also had specific questions towards specific members in the podcast at one point.
Yeah, unfortunately, those people that were here last time, they couldn't make it.
Mm.
Hmm.
So that's kind of why we did a two-parter, because we wanted to make sure we had like guest room for like multiple people. So
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Also, Jay,
the Wild
JP, that reminds
Eagle,
me so much
Matsusama, thank
of
you for the
me and Rocky.
follow. Oop, Matsusama, thank you for the follow.
Actually, that's very much how me and Rocky became a thing, because literally he was going through some shit, I went through some shit. We helped each other out so much that we actually developed feelings for each other so well that that's how we became a couple, and I'm very, very happy for that.
Mm.
I'm
It's
extremely happy for that.
it's honestly amazing not only what VRChat can do with you, but like how things can work out sometimes. Like, you can meet some of the
Mhm.
most amazing people. Truly, like
It really has.
it's absolutely insane.
It is. It really is.
To be honest, it
So I
really
love
has changed me.
Okay, Miss asks a
It changed the
question.
shit
Miss
out of me.
asks a question. When you guys are feeling stressed or overstimulated, what is your way of coping? One thing, one
Good question, actually.
so
That's such a good.
how I deal with
Good call.
being overstimulated and stressed out as I go for bike rides in my electric bikes. Um, like I do recreational marijuana because it helps me calm down and not feel overwhelmed. I mostly hop on here. I hang out with my friends, or I sit in my room and VRChat and I watch Netflix, that kind of stuff. But like, stress and anxiety can be very overwhelming to people on the autistic spectrum, um, and people deal with it again in their own unique ways. But um, you know, my way is how I deal with it. So, how does everybody else deal with it?
I want to go first.
Can I go first?
Yeah,
Hey,
good.
quick
Can I go
question.
first?
Hey, quick question.
Go right
Can
ahead.
Tina or can Cliff join too?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, he can join. Yeah, he can
Okay.
just tell
Can
him
I
to
go
send an
first? Can I
invite.
go first?
Yeah.
I wanna go first.
Okay,
Tina
fine.
run it.
Sabi did say,
I do not
Yeah,
like that I'm in the middle of a fight right now.
I don't
Why don't we
like
just go along the line of the couch?
Yeah, why don't we go
Okay.
from
Yeah, go along the
left to
couch.
right?
That's not
Okay.
fair.
And don't forget about
Okay.
Joe.
it's
Yep.
fine.
Who's
Okay, don't
left?
forget Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
Joe has to go first.
Huh?
Yeah, Joe, you're
Joe's
first.
first.
Who's left? Yeah, they're
First
left
for
or
what?
they're left?
You got to answer the first question.
That
I
side.
mean,
Oh,
Cloud
shit,
Miner's
I wasn't paying
AFK.
attention.
I don't know if he's still here or not.
You're golden.
The first question.
What question?
With stress, right?
The
You're
first.
good. You good? How do you deal with stress?
how do you cope with stress and being overwhelmed?
Ah, shit. Um,
You're welcome to go up to the front and get
honestly,
viewed if you like.
yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I honestly, the way I usually deal with stress and overwhelmed is mostly either hiding in my room and either being on my phone or on my computer or doing whatever and hanging out with friends on like Discord or something, or so being like, hey, if I really want to and not lazy or bored or just not in the mood to basically put a brick on my face, I'll hop on VRChat and see who's on, scroll through and be like, okay, I'll join you and see what's up. And then hang out with them for a little bit. Basically, hang out with friends on VRChat. So,
Okay, so that's how you deal with if you're being overwhelmed and cooped up and.
hop on VRChat and see who's
Mm-hmm.
on, scroll through and be like, because I feel like that, like VRChat is almost like another way. I mean, even though VRChat is basically hang out with a quote unquote game, I feel like as if
Okay, so that's how you deal with
more
if you're being
a social
overwhelmed.
kind of thing,
Cooped up and.
That's what it is.
Fun to hang out with friends and
It is a social thing.
I mean, I get that.
It's a social interactive game.
Listen,
Yeah.
the idea behind what I'm trying to say is that it's a game you get on Steam, but then it's like, so I see it as it being like a social
Okay,
way of talking to people, like Discord or something.
Okay, which one of you is lagging me out now?
Not me.
Me.
Who keeps changing avatars?
Sean.
I'm not changing avatars. I'm staying in
That's my stuff.
dragon.
Ah,
I'm staying in my little dragon.
ah.
I'm staying in my dragon.
I can be a spaceman that's very optimized, but
I do, by the way. I love the Deadpool. I love that. I've been a fan of Deadpool since the 90s.
Oh no.
Oh.
I'm dying. Ah.
Oh, that's right.
Riding the unicorn.
Oh, what the
Everyone's dying. Who's joining?
Ah.
it's a chibi Deadpool riding a unicorn. I guess
No,
you
Joe,
could say he's a
excuse
little
me.
badass.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, excuse me, my hand is still very tiny.
We got
I'm gonna take
we
my
live?
magical unicorn.
We got
No, Frosty's still lagging.
I'm liking. Frosty's still liking.
I'm lagging.
Oh, no.
I see that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you're lagging in place, buddy.
Yeah, you're lagging for all of us.
All right.
Yeah.
So why don't
Well, just a
Everybody
little
check their ping and frames.
111?
Frame-wise, I'm feeling good, but my ping is
I got a
fucking
105
something
with
else.
a 40.
I'm
I've
fine.
got 82 ping with but my frames are going back and forth very fast between 40 and 60. Like,
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm at
My ping's at
113 and 40 frames.
well, I have a higher ping, but I got thunderstorms going on right now, so that's
Right.
why.
Okay.
My
So
ping is like 90 to 100 something. When it's terrible, it's like 1,000, 2,000, something like that. So.
Well, I'm not. The worst ping. I'm used to having like a 13 ping, so.
alrighty. So
Okay.
why
The
don't?
lower the ping is better, not the higher.
All right, guys. Why don't we
The more ping
continue,
I had, the worse I had.
guys?
I don't know.
Guys, I can't
That's
hear
what I just
you.
heard.
Who wants to speak next?
I'm next. I'm next.
Okay.
I was next. The way I deal with stress is, most of the times when I deal with stress, I'll practice on some new moves. Because sometimes when I feel stressed, it's mostly on, like, working on something for a friend or other stuff. Of overthinking how to do something in, like, animation and stuff. So basically, I'll just grab my soccer ball and just go outside and practice some new moves just for my team. Because I'm mostly like, I carry the midfields. I mostly like a shadow striker, helping with the offense. But sometimes I can work on defense. And so sometimes I usually get my brother in. Like I can ask my brother to come play with me so I can practice some new moves and test some new moves to see if I can use it in the real game. And so yeah, that's
What
how I
game?
deal with stress. Soccer.
What game?
Soccer.
Soccer. I play soccer.
Football.
No.
Well, thank you for sharing that. That's an awesome way to get rid of your stress and anxiety. All right, who's
My
next?
pleasure.
Me next.
All right, Wash, you want to go? You want to go next, Wash? I know you've been waiting.
Okay.
Let him go up because he's been waiting.
Hi, my name's Wash, and the way I would deal with stress or anxiety is usually find somewhere nice and quiet, and usually do some deep breathings, usually up to 10, and that would usually be the way to calm me down.
Thank you, Wash.
Okay.
Nice.
Very good and classic way that I think works for just about everybody.
Awesome.
Mm.
All right, who's next? Frosty, do you want to go next? Because I know you've been sitting and
Frosty is
waiting.
lagging.
Yeah, stay still, laggy. He's still lagging over there.
And he's he's had a shot.
No, I'm right
Hey,
here.
what are you talking about? Oh,
Hey, all
I
the
mean,
world.
okay. Then you go.
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
I mean, for me, there were things before VRChat. I mean, now I use VRChat and other methods. I just add to the methods.
Mm,
You know,
right.
depending on how old you are, you know, like driving. I'm able to drive, and driving actually really helps.
Frosty was still
It's one of the
lagging.
things. You'd think it would cause my anxiety to get worse. No, it makes it disappear completely.
Nope, never mind,
Unless
fine
someone
now.
cuts me off and tries to kill me. That's a different story, you know.
Right.
But I'm from Atlanta, so we got the worst traffic in the world. So you know.
Oh, fuck, I believe it.
You know,
I'm in the
but no,
total
driving, gaming has always helped. Writing stories, I've always written short stories, and cooking. I love to cook. I love cooking. Those things have always helped me. You know, that and snuggling with my puppers, who is
Vam,
downstairs because of the storm.
I was looking to see who was on.
Vam, you wanna know something?
Hmm.
Before I used, like a few years ago, I actually used to take a course at Northern Humber campus for cooking, but I got a little sidetracked and accidentally got addicted to playing video games.
I mean,
Well, why
aren't
not?
we all,
Buy a
though?
bunch of noodle
Yeah,
cups.
I
You can
mean,
still
no.
cook.
Yes.
Just get,
Oh my God.
get a ton of spices and experiment.
Well, why not,
Oh, I do that all the time.
guys?
I experiment all the time. Like,
Oh my God.
I created
For the
a
past, like,
pumpkin crunch
4
pie from
months,
scratch.
I went out to
There was-
VRChat
there was a
one
Tina.
day a week, pretty much, to do RP.
Yeah, what is it, Tina?
Why don't you guys let guys let other people
Everything
talk,
else has been
please?
related to work.
All right, who's
Yeah, okay. So it's
who's
my turn
next?
next.
Queen?
No, why don't you guys let Frosty talk? He's been waiting patiently. You guys have kind of been like
No,
taking
we've been
over.
waiting for him to. We've been waiting for him to stop lagging.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that was the case, if that was all it was, I mean, I was going over there and laying down just because my back was hurting a little bit.
Well, go ahead then, Frosty.
Washington tapped
Frost,
out.
you got the floor.
You got this,
Okay.
bud.
Floor's all yours, bud.
Recalibrate. All right, so
Feel that dominance.
it's actually interesting because, like, this was just a comment I wanted to make. Is as people have gone ahead and mentioned things related to autism, I've been going, oh wait, that's related to autism. Oh, in regards to stress, the way I typically ended up handling it is if, like, say there's a crowded room or things are really getting to me, I tend to isolate myself away from others. Typically just in my room or anywhere where I can just sort of be alone. And that helps me get away from the situation. Like, there was one instance where... So I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and one of the things that happens is missionaries are sent out. And one of my cousins was going on a mission, and for, like, mission farewells, the farewell that's said, when they do this when opening up a letter saying, like, oh, I'm going to be going on the San Jose, California mission, for instance. So my cousin, she was opening up her letter, saying where she was going to go, and she is a social butterfly. A lot of her friends came over to see where she was going for her mission, say goodbye to her and things like that. And my family went, like the entire extended family went to go ahead and see as well, and also in a sense say goodbye per se before she goes on the trip. And with the vast amount of people that were there, I felt like there was an invisible wall, like invisible force field, pushing me away from the party, pushing me away from everybody else, and sort of isolating myself. And so I ended up staying in a room where nobody else was going in by myself. I didn't end up getting any like refreshments from that party. Let's see here. And I just had headphones on, was listening to music as I sort of did my thing while I was alone. When there have been big parties at my family get-togethers, even it's family, right? And even though it's family, because of the size of family, it's not claustrophobia, but there's like this invisible force field that always just kind of pushes me away from everybody else, and I just have to pull up and isolate myself in my room, and be by myself.
And again, that's why. Again, that's kind of why we're talking about how different people deal with autism in different ways to one of another. Again, autism can be spoken with so many different looks and outreaches. So it's hard to compare one story from another, but it's really good that you guys are openly talking about how it influences you, like how it gets you day by day. Like for me right now, like I feel overwhelmed, but I'm also happy because people are actually like speaking up and talking, and there's actual questions being asked, and it's a lot to stir in all together. But it really makes me feel good to actually be a part of a community of people who are willing to sit down and talk to complete strangers about how they feel doing their day-to-day things dealing with autism. So
Frosty, I have a question.
Don't mind me ask. Can I bring up something on occasion? I've been waiting there for a while.
Yeah, sure,
It's a
Ricky.
strange
Why not?
story, like something similar.
Yeah, sure, Ricky.
The reason I don't really social with any people unless it's online is because I live in New Hampshire. Just to bring that up. My area where I live in, everyone treats me like garbage. I don't go outside. The only time I go outside is to go for walks or listen to music. My way of like socializing is just online. I grew up doing that at that point. First I started with Xbox, which I switched out of that a long time ago. Then I started doing fan art on Amino. Then I went to here, and I met a lot of good people from online devices. Xbox, some people I still talk to. Not all of them, but some. You guys, and the reason also, I'm not a social person. Like, in my house, I literally, every day, I go on VR or Xbox just to isolate everyone around me. I hate social interaction in general. And
Right, so you do.
Dad, he literally had.
So let me ask you. So you deal with social conduct differently to many other people. You prefer to have a online life than you do having a real life like social interaction with other people.
Tina.
Let him answer the question first.
It depends on which. If I know a person online more often, I start wanting to actually meet them in real life. Example, Kitty right here. we want to meet up at one point. That's one thing I want to do at one point. Another person, which we might be watching the stream still, depends. My good friend Silver, which actually, fun fact, we met on Xbox. Found out we're actually pretty close to each other. We want to meet up at one point. And also, speaking of the isolation part, at my dad's, I'm always at his, sometime at his weekend. I
Right.
don't talk to my dad's family at all.
Mhm.
And at one point, when at his house, which he switched houses, but at one point he had a basement and there was a television. I could plug my Xbox down there. I would never go outside. I would only stay down there every night
Right.
and do not socialize with anyone.
Right.
I hated it because one, my step siblings, they're annoying. Two, I'm not a social person, and every time I tried socializing with them, it was just annoying and uncomfortable.
Right.
I've been like that when I was at my dad's for a while, and they know this.
We have another.
To my family. But...
Okay, so we have another question from Miss. She says, thought on some people that fake autism. The reason asked that, I've been seeing a lot of that on different social medias.
Well, we call them Karens.
No, people that fake having autism.
Oh my god.
Hold on.
Okay, if people that do that, you're a horrible person and you belong in hell. I'm sorry. I hate people that do that. Fake a disability. Karen, thank you. Karen.
Or Kens if they're guys.
No, that's Darren now.
Oh God. Okay, we're just gonna have that question be just blunt and clear, and we're not gonna go through at telling everybody's opinions. We all think.
The blunt answer is it's wrong, and they should be brought to justice for
Yeah,
it.
fuck you if you decide to fake a disability.
Everybody, if you can do middle finger.
Yeah, fuck.
No, I can't.
I can't.
I would feel rude because this is like an Autism Awareness podcast. I don't think it's necessary.
It doesn't matter. No, we with disabilities are telling those who fake it.
Yeah, faking disabilities is not a good thing.
Hey, it's my turn, right?
Wait, are we still going back to the first one?
If you guys want to, you guys can talk about what you do for coping, but we did have another question, so I thought we would quickly answer that question. Trying to get. No, I already asked the question. We all just said bluntly our opinion.
Okay, well, I'm still going back to the coping.
Yeah, so why don't we go back to the coping?
Okay, so, sweetie, you already took your turn.
No, that was like related to something else.
Oh, okay. Well, then you take your turn. I'll take mine then.
Yeah,
my way of coping in general.
Let's try to get some more questions in the chat, please. Any new questions? Be sure to ask.
Just go then, like, if it's fun, if you want.
No. I just want to get some questions on the chat for anybody. Then we'll move on to the next question.
I listen to music, play VRChat, play some games between friends. I do listen to music, do fan art, play video games. I obviously hang out with this person right here, Kitty Coon. She helps me with me and my anxiety and everything I deal with. She's the reason why I'm keeping going. Also the Vam Fam, that's also including.
For the record, these guys are both on the Vam Fam staff. So
yeah. So
understandable.
Okay, so we have another question. We got another question. And this is from Matsusa, from him over here. So what do you do when you don't want to play Hikono? So what do you do when you don't want to play VRChat? Like, what do you guys do when you're not playing VRChat?
Oh, can I answer that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go kick yourself out.
So, usually if I'm not playing VRChat,
Jen Newcomb, thank you.
Either watch TV,
Welcome to the Foundation. How you doing?
Or read a book, or or usually play with my cards or toys I still have. So yeah, that's basically what I would do?
I'd actually like to go as well. I have a
Can I
more
go?
unusual thing that I like to do as well.
Well, why don't we let people who
Okay.
haven't answered questions?
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone wants
Frosty,
to
come
go?
on.
Can I go?
Hold on.
Frosty's
Hold on,
already
now,
answered.
Shibby.
Frosty
I
has
haven't
never
answered a single question yet.
Ugh.
Neither
Yes,
has
he
Frosty.
has.
Stop fighting.
Yeah.
I
Re.
Just answered one
I
question.
talked about how I cope with things.
Yeah. They
I'm-
answered that one.
Do you want me to go then? Like, I'm your choice.
Yeah. Go ahead if you want.
Recently I've been just started playing Destiny of Kitty Coon. I do fan art again. That
Oh.
was
Oh.
yeah, me and her. I just got her into that recently. I do play on my Xbox. Even though sometimes that does increase stress. It depends on the situation. What game I'm playing, like example, Call of Duty. We all know this by now. It's toxic.
Right. Okay.
But if
Yeah,
I'm
if you
playing
want
like a
good
social,
fan art, if you want
Right.
good fan art. Rookie is really good at fan art. That's actually his job in the Vam Fam.
Yes.
He's actually
Oh,
pretty
really?
good.
I love
His
doing
job
it.
is fan art.
Like,
It's his
I
it
love
helps
doing
him
it.
with his anxiety.
Neat.
Alright, we'll talk later, Rookie.
Okay. I guess
There
I
you
can
go,
go. I
buddy.
can just answer my own question. I can answer my own question.
hey, I got some commissions. I guess I'll do it on
Hold
Tuesday
on.
coming up.
Lagging.
Okay.
People.
Sorry.
Re.
Someone crashed.
I'm dying.
Watch be crashed.
Washabi crashed.
Yeah, guys.
And
Whoever. Hold on. Let me not lag to death first before we continue.
Your stream is lagging too. I've actually
Yeah.
got it up. I've actually got it up on my
Sorry
Oculus
about
Pen.
Strange.
Climate is back.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Ah.
That's first.
What was
You've been
Clement?
gone for a
You were
little
asking
while.
me
I've just
this
been
whole
working on
time.
something while listening.
Yeah, I've actually been watching.
Ah.
I think it's your connection complete. I think it's your connection. Are there any storms in your area? There have been a lot of
No.
storms tonight.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
I've actually got it up. I've been observing. It is your stream is. Oh, it's been. Oh,
Hold on.
God.
No, I didn't want to tell you this earlier, Van.
People keep changing avatars.
Shit.
Re.
Nobody's. We haven't changed avatars.
Bam, you changed the avatars like 3 times.
Yeah, Frosty changed one time. I've not.
Nobody's
Anything.
changed since then. Only Frosty's only changed once since the last time.
Ah.
Yeah.
Vandra, I don't think I've told you this earlier, but every few seconds, your mic does have a static feedback, like the Rift Desktop thing.
I've got storms going on, and I think there's a problem with my cord.
Ah, okay.
Ooh.
I was just making sure you're.
I'm dying. I am so sorry, everybody.
Aware.
Oh no, technical difficulties. We'll be right back, folks.
I might have to rearrange the way I do my cord.
Hold on. Hold on, everybody. We'll be right back. We're gonna deal with this technical issue.
You got me.
I know, but I need a card.
Be right back after these difficulties.
Oh, what the fuck? Re. I'm so sorry for the difficulty, guys. I had to restart VRChat. We'll be right back. Please don't go anywhere. Give us 1 second.
Okay.
Okay.
My entire body, not wearing any of the clothes
What?
or having any of the paws activated.
That team is bad.
Oh, lovely.
Paws that's supposed to disable the hands, the hands are still there.
Yeah, plus everybody's
No idea what
Ah.
causes it.
fighting.
Why are my
Fair
things right there?
Like,
I think it's
Help!
arguing. I've never
Hold on.
Oh shit.
God damn it.
Holy crap.
Sorry, everybody.
Tina, wait.
Technical difficulties.
I can understand.
Change back.
Okay.
Change back.
Oh god, it's broke.
You guys are yelling and it's on stream, you morons. You guys are lucky I haven't put the screen back up.
What have you hurt her?
We got the screen back up.
I know
It's
what
gonna be.
The headphone was missing. That phone was
Please.
What did you do to her?
Hey Bam, your tails is in my face, bro.
Actually, can you
Hey,
put the low five headphones with her? I don't know what the low
Okay. Alright, we're back. Alright, we're back. Sorry, guys.
Alright, okay, sure.
We're back.
Bad planning.
Sorry, guys,
Fine,
for that.
good.
Lagging out and stuff.
Yeah.
It happens
It
on
was
streams.
it was OBS having a
Seizure. Hello, Jen.
holiday.
Thank you. I know I do. Okay, so back to our discussion now. So, who wanted to go next?
I forgot the question, but
Wait.
When there are
Are we
questions,
talking
I'm up
about?
to answer.
Okay, we'll just
us,
skip
or-
it. We'll just skip it because we've already had a couple people answer the question. Why don't we see if there's any people who want to ask us questions? Anybody in the audience want to ask us some questions?
Tina.
Tina.
If there's no questions, I'd like to ask one.
Okay, good.
Oh, I'll be right. Hey Gina, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Well, I don't know whether it's a question more to, but I know that quite a lot of people here have said that they have, I don't know how you pronounce it, I pronounce it differently, Asperger's.
Asperger's.
Yeah.
Asperger's
Because
is
we're
no.
British, we
Yeah.
kind of say.
Asperger's is no longer a part
One
of the
thing which I've
spectrum.
noticed is, well, they've removed it, but because it's not. I mean, different parts of it do still come under it. But
Yeah.
the name itself.
Yeah, the name itself, yes.
But
You're such a
one of the
sweetie.
things
I
with
love you.
Asperger's is, there's lots of people who have it, and there's lots of people who get diagnosed with it, but no two people ever have the same sort of traits,
Right.
or the same sort of no one with Asperger's ever really is the same. I don't know, because like you kind of look here, and there's quite a few people who
Right.
have it, and no one here is the same, and everyone here is completely different to each other.
Right.
To say that the same thing goes for autism.
Yeah, very much so.
it's like you could have a specific autism and be completely different to someone else who also has it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just because it's kind of a name that people put on to people, it doesn't mean that they're any less different to you or
Ooh, I am dying again.
I don't know what I'm getting at. But
I see where you're going with that.
No, I mean, like, yeah, no same person has the same trait as you do, or vice versa. There's always there may be one or two, but you can't be put in that whole group. Expect to have that whole list. You may not have 2 or 3, but you only may have 1, so you still get lumped into the group.
I'm sorry, sweetie.
Comment? Go ahead.
Frosty had a comment.
On top of that, like talking about how everyone with it is different. Well, the way I like to think of it is, I'm not normal. I think that's a good thing. Because me not being normal means I'm unique.
No one's
I have
perfect.
my own
I'm sorry.
specials.
No one's perfect and no one's normal. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
There's no fine definition for the word
glad that
normal.
I'm
Human in our
unique
own
with
way.
the
God
unique
made us what we
abilities
are.
that I
If
have.
God made us with a disability, we must be happy with that.
Yeah. I want to actually add something on to that. It makes us different in such, like, I don't want to say weird, but weird is a good thing. So, weird and unique ways. Like, for some people with their
I am
Asperger's,
broken.
they have Asperger's, but they're also a savant. That's the word I'm looking for. And so they're good at music,
close
art.
to Asperger's, but different.
Yeah, but I'm saying people that have Asperger's or that have autism, they also have these amazing traits like savant, or they have a high perception to numbers, like certain mathematicians or things like that. It's actually really cool how unique it makes you. It doesn't make you like
Tina,
cookie
your
cutter.
little thing is
Doesn't work like a
alive now.
cookie
You stop
cutter.
lagging.
Huh?
Great.
I'm trying to see what the stream is like. Yeah, I know. I'm still lagging and I am still dying.
I'm not too sure how, but
right
it's
now.
even if you don't know that you could be talking to someone else and you wouldn't be able to think like whether they had any form of autism or something. Like they could just be completely not like nothing would give anything away, and it just I don't know if you're someone who has autism and you're kind of speaking to someone else, there's some sort of connection that it seems a bit easier to make friends with someone who has it.
Oh, I 100% agree to that
sure.
because
I've noticed that.
no, listen, like seriously, I've met so many people in VRChat. It's not even funny that have some sort of disability, and because me, I don't judge. I just accept people the way they want to be or what they have. I'm not one to say otherwise. So there's so many people, especially Tina over there and Rookie here. They've helped me so much realize how well I can get along with people that have disabilities, and it just makes me so happy that there's people out there that I can instantly connect to, even if it is my first time meeting them. It's just like an instant connection.
I feel it's people are like we're to an extent more open and more we say things
More accepting.
how it's supposed we're more accepting to other people and other differences because we want to be accepted by everyone, so we are very accepting of everyone else to
No sugarcoating.
Yeah, it's like you see someone for who
No,
they
you
are,
can't.
and
No, the
it's
thing
not
is,
for...
like you cannot sugarcoat something that is not your fault for having. You know what I mean? Like anybody who has autism
Can't be helped.
Right. So anybody with autism, they're not like they're not being made to have it. No, they were neurologically created with it. It stays with them for the rest of their lives until they die. It's something that and a lot of us have talked about this before, but like autism is not curable. Autism cannot be helped in any way, shape, or form. People need to just live with the fact that that individual has autism, and they need to be able to work through the issues that they go through with having an autistic individual. Like I've met people here.
Camera off, 3D.
Like I've met so many people here in VRChat that have relatives that are autistic and stuff, and they've said some horrible things, but they still love them overall. All the bullshit that they've gone through, and that's something a lot of us in this community need to know is like, first of all, if you're autistic, you're not alone. There are so many people in VRChat who have autism, and what are you doing? Who's taking pictures?
That's me. I'm sorry.
God, if we're gonna do these, God, I swear, if we're gonna do any of these more of these podcasts, I think we're gonna put them together a little bit more fluently.
Jump cuts.
Well, this is why these are kind of like the testers to see how these go.
What are you doing? Why are you in my chair?
Because I was gonna let you sit in my lap.
Oh, hello. Yes.
How often do I let you do that? How often do I let you do that?
Not very much.
Yeah, take advantage. I'm in a good mood.
Good.
You get to sit in my lap for once.
And for people that are curious, Vam is actually my ex-boyfriend. He's actually my first relationship that I had in VRChat, which is a great question. That's a great next question. So how do people?
Also, apparently, it was first healthy relationship. Apparently.
Yeah, until
I have a friend that's kind of in a terrible relationship going on right now. I actually have a friend that's in a terrible relationship, and I'm trying to help him.
Right. So the question is.
What's the question?
The question is like, how do you cope with relationships having autism?
Why do you think I'm here?
I don't really know.
That is a very unique question, and that would actually. That's a question that could actually take at least a few hours because there are so many different.
The short and easy question. The short and easy question answer.
I'm trying to make it the short and easy answer for me. For me, I know a lot of people with autism, family members and not, and it's always a unique situation for them. There is no 1 and 1 is the same.
Yeah.
There's no book.
Yeah.
There isn't. No, it's always different.
Yeah.
So that is actually something you would just have to.
The way I understand it is teach their own. Everyone works it out differently.
Right. So,
I'm gonna wait. I need to get this out. If you have someone with autism, if you are the parent or guardian, teach them good morals, teach them good ethics, teach them how to respect. If they are straight or gay, it does not matter. Love them all the same, teach them the same morals and values, and they will have a healthy relationship as best they can.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you can really do. However, if someone's taking advantage of them, fuck them up. You are the parent. Fuck them up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless they are another disabled person, and then you go tell their guardian, and they will handle it.
Yeah.
That's what I said to my got to my friends that's having a relationship that we're having it in a family. Basically, I'm just a grandchild. I told them to fuck them up if they're trying to mess things up. So I try to mess things up.
Well, if the person they're dating also has a disability, what you do is you go and talk to the parent or guardian. Now, if they are if they are not handling it properly, if they are actually mishandling their person, what you do then is you call a certain. You just call some organizations. That is what you do. That is all you really can do. Well, and then you offer the chance to help. That is really all you can do.
Yeah.
Got it.
And because if they're dating, if they want to get married, a lot of governments will actually give you the opportunity to take them in.
Yeah, sure.
If it is healthy.
Hey, Vamdra. Off topic, but I would like to talk to you about a little bit the VR marriage thing. When you got time?
Sure.
He's coming.
As he crawls across the floor.
See you later.
Talk about bad timing. Talk about bad
Womp
timing.
womp.
When you got time.
Okay. Tina, can I get my short and sweet answer?
I honestly did not understand the question. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
I was saying, like, the VR marriage thing, when you got time, I'd like to talk to you about it.
Tomorrow.
You forget you're also dating my ex.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I no personal conflicts.
Ill will.
No
ill
personal.
will. No ill will, but tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
sometimes I just need a
okay.
Can I do my short and sweet answer, please?
Yes.
About the whole relationship with autism.
Yes.
Okay. For me, the basic, simple, short and sweet answer for me is I found someone, this little one right here, is very much like we've called each other through Discord so much over the past, what was it, like 3 or 4 months that we've literally talked to each other almost every fucking night. And it's insane how well we got to know each other to become a relationship. And it's been a roller coaster, but it's been a very fun one at that. So,
and for the record, you guys had an advantage. You already knew each other because you were on my staff team.
Oh, for what?
Sometimes the best relationships come from friendships first.
Yes.
Oh, I remember when me and Vam fucking hit it. I remember how we fucking met and shit, and it was just like that ended up going down the toilet real quick. So, like my perspectives.
We're not gonna go.
Yeah, I know that.
It's because I have certain.
We're not gonna go there.
All right, so
I have pet peeves that can ruin it for me, and unfortunately, that does happen. It does. There are some things that some people don't like, and
right. So
that's just all there is to it.
Okay, so can I kind of put all my perspectives? So, like, my perspectives is like dating somebody with autism. I'm gonna be just blunt with this. It fucking sucks.
Not necessarily. It can, but not necessarily.
For somebody who has not like like, oh yeah, dating here and whatever. I mean, like in real life, like I haven't dated a person in real life in over 10 years. And, finding somebody compatible with myself who lives near me is very kind of scarce. That's kind of why I'm here in VRChat, because I can meet a bunch of weirdos who come and fucking come be a part of a fucking podcast. And they don't judge me.
Should we create a world specifically for like dating nights? Like
that'd be nice.
And have special events like that. No. A specific one with specific doors. Like one for LGBT night, one for disability night, one for autism night, one
Maybe.
for furry night.
I think that's a
For
great idea,
speed dating for those who can't, for those who are willing to meet online and see if they want to take it to the next level later on.
Yeah, like there's
Yeah,
a
I think
there's a
that's a great
Facebook
idea.
page.
Podcast, yeah.
There's actually a Facebook page that I'm a part of, and it actually is for people with like neurodiversity and stuff. So it's like people that want to connect with other people with neurodiversity, meaning like autism and other neurological.
I know a few groups like that. I'm just not part of any anymore.
Yeah.
The only group I'm a part of is the one that I founded about 6 years ago.
The only thing I could say about the speed dating is it can cause a few problems. Like, I was part of one where it was, let's see, I think about maybe 9 guys and 1 female. So, yeah, some people, and it kind of it got a little cringy at times with some people, but to me, it was just a lot of fun. I looked at it as a big get to know you with everybody and anybody.
The thing is, the speed dating was just the top of my head idea. We can have like scenario. There can always be scenarios when that happens. So
Yeah.
if that type of thing happens, it can be a meet. If that does happen, we always have signups, and then if not enough people show up, a meet and greet, a game night, a drink night for that specific room.
Sorry, my eye always started burning for some reason.
But when it comes to speed dating, you
stop
shouldn't
burning,
put
bad
stock
eyes.
into it.
It was just
Look,
I had something like an itch in there, and I was like trying to get it out, and it's like, oh shit.
Stogie, I see where you're coming from. I do, and that actually that's making my idea flow more. We should actually discuss this. I think we're going to turn this into a Van Fan project. Tina, do you want to be a part of it?
Sure.
You're still welcome back into the Van Fam, even though you said you don't want to join back.
We're
So.
good now.
I'll think about it.
I don't think I want to be part of it. I don't think I want to be a part of it. Because
I'll be down, fam. I'll do it.
It's just a project. If the project doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If it does, it does. It's a project.
Yeah, it's a tester.
Oh.
Either way, it still could be a great. It could still be a great event world that we can start up.
So let me invite Corky and Cliff here.
I think I got.
Okay, I'll get them.
My invites are acting up right now, so. By the way, how am I sounding better? Is that better?
Thank you.
So, everybody, again, the reasons why we have these type of discussions is to relate, to have relations between people that have different things.
If you can make the low-fi version for my background.
And I'm very just happy to know that everybody's having like mature discussions about this stuff.
I think VRChat is actually developing to something more than what they think it can. Yeah. It's actually helping a lot of people with mental health, and I don't think that's something that they expected it to do.
Well, especially during this time of crisis too.
I think nobody expected this, but it was already helping people with mental health before the crisis.
What is on me?
It was already
There's a
helping
tail
with
on me.
anxiety and just desktop mode.
There's a tail on me. There's a big floofy butt on my face.
Well, of course, there's a tail on you. It's called yours.
Okay, so we got another question. What was it like going to school for you guys with autism?
I'll let y'all answer
that.
Jump on this one.
No. Let me answer the question first.
Okay. Host answers first.
So, autism for me during school was kind of difficult. Like, I lived right near the end of the 90s, and this was during the times where teachers were legally allowed to restrain you. And just put this image in your head, and the audience, you can do the same thing. Think about an 8-year-old boy getting restrained by 3 teachers on a dirty gym mat inside of a quiet room with a steel door.
What school did you go to?
Public.
Prison?
I went to public
They
school.
have
It was
those?
nothing like that.
This
Yeah,
was the
what?
90s.
sounds
I also
horrible.
grew up. I also went to public school in the 90s with bipolar.
Yeah, so like I was in.
They could handcuff you, tie you down if you were considered out of control.
Yeah, so
Oh yeah, I know.
I'm kind of gonna go up front and talk about this because this is a topic that I talk to a lot of people about because of my own experiences. So
Yeah.
many
You guys are a
people
lot younger. You don't.
many people
you know,
don't understand this.
Our age. Yeah.
Many people don't understand this, but doing anything physical restraints is a wrong thing to do, especially to those with autism and other disabilities. Like, you guys want to know a fun fact? Do you know that electric shock therapy was actually a thing until last year?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's still a thing?
Yeah, it was.
Actually true. It's now illegal to use electroshock therapy.
Do you know that I live?
I would if I knew how though.
I only live about 20 miles away from the last place in the U.S. that did it.
You can do that if you can just skip
Well,
the
anyways, you
Avatar.
can appear on the bus.
The only reason they do it is for excessively rare,
Shush.
like, if the medical field were to say
Discord.
an exception, it's no longer a viable option legally.
Wow. I didn't know that was
So that's something that has to be kind of addressed here.
It's also
Is
called, it's also therapy. That's what it was also called.
so that's something that has to be addressed. Is like any negative remorses to giving a child consequences is something that you should never do, because what that ends up doing is it ends up causing your child to end up having PTSD or post traumatic stress disorder. And where I live, which is Boston, we have the highest capital of people with autism that come out for schools. Like, I live in the next town from me, there are 2 private schools for children just with autism. And like, my experiences in school were as followed. If, for example, if people always ask me why I like Thomas the Tank Engine, that is because when I was a child, I actually wasn't allowed to talk about trains. Like, I wasn't allowed to have trains or talk about Thomas or anything else like that. Um, Literally, I would honestly gonna tell you guys this. This is a little fucked up, but I used to get hit if I even mentioned the word train.
What?
Oh my
It
god.
did happen. It did happen. It's happened here in Georgia too.
Yeah. So
To a lot of people.
yeah.
Remember, this was during a time when it wasn't understood properly.
So
Sorry, I'm explaining it to them. You keep talking.
yeah. So like
Basically, the concept of smack it and it'll go away was still a thing.
yeah. So like um, when I was a kid,
Especially
being
in the
put into a small room, basically like a broom closet, with a steel door and a dirty gym mat, was the threats that teachers would put on us to be like, okay, if you don't shut up now, you're gonna get locked in here. That was how shit was back in the 90s. And the worst part of it was I was transferred to 3 schools in my district. And I'll even tell you the fucking district: Randolph Public Schools, Randolph, Mass. 02368. Okay.
They've been on the national news several times.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. These people have done horrendous things to people with disabilities, and unfortunately, there's not much I could do. But Yeah, like yikes. Um, I'm gonna just tell you guys this as advice, and I really hope people actually listen to this advice. Doing positive infrastructure to teach your child better ways to act out is better than conflicting on a negative consequence in order for them to stop their actions. Because if you are, for example, um, doing that kind of stuff to them, it's just going to end up ruining them for the rest of their lives. Here's a fun fact that people may know, but because there are so many children with low intelligence in special education that um, if there isn't a certain amount of kids in a special ed program who have a high IQ, the rest of the class does not qualify for sexual education.
What?
That's true.
Yeah, I actually knew
That's
about
actually
that.
true. That's actually
kind of
true.
bullshit. Not
It
gonna
is
lie.
bullshit.
It's
It is,
because they believe that we couldn't handle it.
yeah. So
Wow. What? Ugh.
if there are too many, like if there are too many children under the IQ number of 60, which by law is the legal way to say you're mentally challenged, um, they will not, because of the child's maturity level, they will not allow you to go into sex education. And a lot of kids with autism and other mentally challenged difficulties end up being a word that we do not use here because they weren't properly
Yeah.
educated.
They believe that they wouldn't be able to handle it and that nothing would go wrong if they didn't know. Oh, were they wrong?
Yeah. So
Boy, were they wrong.
just
It opened 100 can of worms.
so if you have a child in public schools, make sure you keep up with your child's IEPs and all of their necessary things to get what is required of them in school, because if not, they can end up pretty much going down the toilet. And that also kind of goes into like improper life skill education and being able to function in society. Without that proper education, including sexual education, life skills education, and everything else, people aren't going to be able to grow up. Like, thank God for me, is like I've been on my own for almost 10 years now, and I've had to learn everything on my own, but not every person gets the chance to be able to do that. So just be sure to positively um, help your child go through their education. So that's really all I got to say about that.
Food for my cheese dogs, yum.
Nice.
Sorry, I had to say
What
that.
Tina
I've been waiting to say
says
something.
is actually
Don't mind if I
true.
drink.
And unfortunately, it does continue even today in several areas. And it needs to
Hey.
stop.
Actually,
Can I bring something up, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
patient earlier.
You have no eyes,
Thank
rookie.
you.
I
was
know,
gonna
they're looking
that's-
down. They were looking straight
There.
down.
Give me a minute.
No,
There,
you're fine. You're
straight
fine. You're good.
down.
You're good.
No, it was the
You're
phone.
good, you're good, you're
I was breaking it.
Well,
Because whenever the
similar
avatar
to
links down
him,
across
I've
that.
been into a situation which, as a child, I had no. They were trying to give me on the right medication, and their idea, which I'm not even joking, I literally had PTSD from. I just brought this up earlier. Once, the first time I was in mental asylum, I was ripped in my mother's arms, terrified as hell, no idea where I was. I am literally mentally scarred from it. And if you want to wonder what a mental asylum feel like, think of just like prison. Literally, people treat people.
Rookie, you're talking to somebody who had to go every 6 months from the age of 13 to 21.
I end up every
Did you
few
go when you were
years
5?
because of
Did
an
you go when you were
emergency
5?
meds
Yes.
adjustment, so I'm just used to it.
Rookie, I used
Okay,
to,
then yeah, I get the point.
Rookie, I used to have to go almost
Because of
every 6
severe
months as a
withdrawal
kid
and
because
sensitivity.
I had medication issues. Like, trust me, dude, you're not alone
That's
with
the
that.
exact same reason. Tina, I'm literally bringing this up. I'm going to the exact same reason.
Yeah. Like, you're not alone on that.
Second
So
time, I had no idea. We just got Chick-fil-A, and then they dropped me off. Second time, I went to doctors, and then they tell me, and I'm literally having a panic attack, a big panic attack, because the first time, I fear for my life. If I ever not have my medication, I will go back there. Like, I literally, any day, if I tell me to go back there, I panic. Kitty can vouch for that. She's one time seen me panic so bad that I started crying and throwing up, and that's how bad it was.
Rookie, we all in the Van fam have seen that happen, and we worry about you every time, especially Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
You better worry about our little rookie. You better worry about our little rookie.
You know I do.
I
love and care
understand
for
that
him
on
very
So,
much.
Rookie. I just
how
want
does
to say I understand the whole asylum thing on a personal level, not only affecting friends but myself. I wasn't put in for medication, but I was put in for violence and anger, and they use that as sort of a fear tactic when they put you on some meds. They say that unless you want to be back here, you'll still be on meds. I haven't taken them, but I went and got traditional therapy help, whatever, and I fucking hate it. It's the most traumatic shit to go through, and I went through that shit at like 13.
Yeah, I did
So I
too.
understand where Shane's coming from.
I found out at PTSD high school. That's where I learned out how I had it. And ever since that day, I've found out I had it.
So bringing this topic in kind of is also a good thing. It kind of mixes in with both education and also having to deal with medication adjustments. How many people here, including myself, had to deal with being put on and off medications to try to deal with it? And like, what's something that you guys do now to cope with taking your medication? Like, do you feel a lot better than you did as a child, or do you still feel like shit?
With my medication, sorry, with my medication, if I'm not on it, I'm not physically stable to be as a human being, I think, because I literally, the last time I was off it, once before, I did something I regret, which I went back to physical contact, which is hitting my mother, I even bit my own brother. I regret everything.
Right.
I fear if I don't do it, I will go back to physical contact and go to jail.
For me, I'm chemical sensitive. I'm very sensitive to medication, so I go through medication change because I adjust more quickly, more often. So now I actually have to, there are some medicines that I need that I can't take anymore, and I have to wait for the latest new stuff. So I should be taking more meds, but I can't. So now I have to be extra careful. I have to take a lot of meds that I shouldn't, so I have to do a lot of blood work. So, I hate the fact that I have to do this, but I'd rather deal with it than be emotionally and mentally unstable. So I just accept the fact that it's me and I deal with it.
Right, and again, everybody deals with medications.
The Risperdal thing.
Yeah, I used to take Risperdal. I used to take all that shit. Thank you for telling me that name, Ricky, because that was a name I have not heard in a long time. But yeah, I used to take Risperdal. I used to take Topamax. I used to take Concerta. I'm on, the only thing I'm on now is you told that one you told me. You said it earlier.
Zoloft.
Yeah,
Zoloft.
I'm only on
The
Zoloft, and I
thing
feel
is,
fantastic.
Medicine works for some people. Medicine doesn't work for others. And then there are some people that accept it. There are some people that accept medication. There are some people that don't. That's really all there is to it.
Now, you saying that actually brings me into my story. Actually, for me, taking the meds was from probably around 5 or 6 years old till I was about, I think, 21. And they've had me on Ritalin, Strattera,
Oh, they almost put me on
other
one. I tried that one
meds
actually
that
myself.
other meds that they've tried to put me on. And the only one that I actually really hated, and this is true story, I actually got sick on Strattera because I'm never a morning person. And I went to a NASCAR race way early in the morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning. Took my pills, got on the bus, like after we got to the place, was feeling fine, get on the bus, just instant stomach pain because you're supposed to take Strattera with like pills with the
Food.
pills with the food, and I never did that because, like I said, I'm not a morning person. So
All right.
that severely negatively impacted me.
All right.
That brings
Again,
me up.
everybody.
Usually my night pill. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Ricky.
Usually my night pill is there's two pills in general which still I have problems with. People say, "Oh, drink water for your medication." Some medications are better with like I don't know. This is a dumb subject. Soda because like sometimes the pill you would take would not digest properly, which I still have a problem to this day. I actually have gagging reflex a lot. I take my medication with that because if I ever take any medication with water, I just throw it up like similar to Kitty. I throw it up easily.
I'm assuming it's because the Cokes actually, the acidity will actually start to dissolve the pills a little bit
Yes,
sooner,
actually, because
so that it makes it easier for you to swallow it. Am I right?
yes,
But
because similar.
Oh,
to
you
how I'm
guys.
actually having
Oh, you
problems with
guys.
one of my two big pills that are stuck in my throat and I cannot get out.
Oh, you
However,
guys want to
that's not
know?
always the best way to take it. That's not always the best way to take it. Sometimes you want to take it with milk because a full stomach also works best with medicine.
Oh, really? Thank you. I will take that advice heartily because I need something to make sure my medication goes down. I literally hate it so much.
Read your labels. Sometimes medicine works best when you have food or a full stomach because of the proteins to break down the medicine to make sure that what's in it works better.
All right.
Noted.
Always read your medicine bottles, talk to your pharmacist, talk to your doctor.
now
Oh,
that brings me to another point with my meds. Like ever since that day at the NASCAR race, I literally just quit cold turkey with my meds, and that's been it's 2021 now. I think that was back in 2012.
Hello, I'm speaking.
So I've been off my meds for almost 10 years now, and I have no side effects from quitting them cold turkey.
All right. So here's a fun fact for you
I hear
guys. This is kind of fucked up, but a lot of kids did this back in the 90s. For people that couldn't develop the ability to swallow things whole, I used to actually have everything shoved up my butt.
What the
Suppositories. They're called suppositories.
Nope, not even suppositories. Nope, they weren't suppositories.
What?
If a listen, if you were, that's actually bad. If you were taking a medicine that was not a suppository, that was supposed to be taken orally, that would actually cause severe side effects, and it probably explains some of the problems that you have now.
Yeah. So another thing they used to, another thing that, did anybody used to be given candy with their pills?
Yeah.
No.
When I was young. Yeah.
When I was a kid,
Yeah,
when I was a kid, because I didn't have a swallowing reflex. I used to take my medicine in Starbursts.
They actually did experiment at one point with early chewables, not the soft chews, but those hard flavored chewables, like the Flintstones medicines in the prescription type, so you could put them in like grilled cheese sandwiches and on your sandwiches and in your soups and stuff for the kids that had trouble with gag reflexes. Unfortunately, due to problems, it did not work out. Plus the fact that the manufacturing companies did not want to endorse it because it would actually make them lose money and because it was actually causing a lot more better health. that is not a paranoid thing. That was actually a declassified thing.
So do we have any? So do we have any more questions? I think we're gonna do this for 10 more minutes, and then we're gonna end stream. So does anybody in chat have any questions?
Second my throw, and my battery's at 5%. So
In
like,
my case,
and I didn't want to hang out.
I was diagnosed
I
with
didn't have to
Asperger's.
I still have the pill stuck in my throat. I
Instead
still
of
get him
being
out some way or
diagnosed
another.
with
Like,
ADHD.
it's just killing me. Yeah.
I've
Hey,
never.
don't
So
really know. It's
I didn't take my meds with candy. I took them with like Monster or soup. But when they did give me candy for it, I would eat Jolly Ranchers. Because for whatever reason, I used to be able to suck on a Jolly Rancher and swallow my Adderall, and it would just go down just fine. Couldn't do it without it. Couldn't do it with water. Couldn't do it with anything else. Jolly Rancher in my mouth, they found, was the easiest way to get it down for me. And so now, yeah, I can do it with water. I can do it with Monster, but it's 100%, a billion times easier with like Jolly Ranchers or soup,
Yes, I have
like
a
food or
Discord.
something.
I'm in Zavlon's Discord if you want to add me.
That's what I was told, and that's why.
Otherwise, you doing all right, Tina? I enjoy the podcast. It has been nice.
Yeah, I'm a little overwhelmed, but
I understand. I understand. Is there anything I can do?
no, I'm just lagging hard again.
Some medications will be affected by the Asperger's. Or
I'm actually continue on for another few hours. So,
Tina,
affect other.
I'm actually enjoying having this podcast with you. We should do more podcasts more often.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think we're gonna probably do this again, but we're not gonna do it like a two-parter thing.
Medications for mild
Mhm.
Asperger's. There are some.
yeah, I've noticed at least
Condition.
whenever I go to the ZTV fam podcast,
Yeah, I'm in Zavlon's server,
Zavion likes to
miss.
keep his Zavion likes to keep his thing due to one episode, and I understand why, because sometimes it can derail, get off track. Some people don't want to be on the same topics or like
Yeah,
the
well, next
same
time.
general idea. But this
Or
is a
even
good
just
one.
keep continuing, just keep, or even keeping on topic.
This is true.
Yeah, we gotta kind of formulate.
That's why I've been dancing this whole time, is because I've been waiting for more questions.
No, this is a good start. This is a good start to find the
Unfortunately,
formula.
with autism, from what I've noticed, anytime I've had a discussion or had questionnaires, it always ends up becoming a debate.
Yes.
It can start off as a
feel like that.
podcast or a questionnaire, but it always ends up being a debate or a conversation about various multiple subjects.
And everybody also derails themselves.
Oh well.
I love how this avatar's
That was giving me something. This VRChat's being buggy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I am lagging to death, so I think.
I thought I added Rookie. Did I? Yeah, it says friend request.
I've sent everyone here a friend request. The only one that hasn't accepted on my end is Lapa and Awesome. But the way I see it, just because you send one does not mean you have to be accepted.
I was confused.
That's true. I just thought I'd say because VRChat has been bugging.
I mean, I haven't had one come through, but I have sent you one as well.
I just
I think
sent
one
it.
Yeah, so I think
Like, for instance,
guys.
I got a friend request from like 2 weeks ago from someone who's using a client,
Trying to.
and it hasn't gone away.
Sorry, can't hear you.
I said I sent you an
So,
okay.
So guys, I think I'm gonna end the stream tonight, like here, because I am dying.
I think it's VRChat.
And yeah, I am dying.
I don't know whether you got that.
Haha. Well, everybody can come up to the camera and say goodbye.
It got updated like literally 10 minutes before stream.
200 plus friend requests here.
Stream ending.
I just kindly ignore.
Well, I'm gonna bring you guys over to my friend Kato King 425.
I'm booping chat.
Well, I think from all of us here, I think all of us from here in VRChat, I think we all want to say thank you for watching, and we hope you guys.
I just liked they were talking about things.
I'm
remember, be nice to people with autism.